Hey everybody, Timothy here with Mana Rocks. We are in another Chaos draft. We trophied last time. We're going to see if we can do that again. This is part 5 of, I don't know, what, 7 Days of Chaos? What did I name it? I have no idea. You tell me. But we're starting off with Ye Ol' Lorwyn and probably taking Cloud Goat Ranger. I think this is like a 5-mana draw 3 that can't hit non-lands. Yeah, Lash Out's also really good. Hornet Hussar. When it dies, target creature gets -2. Ponder's a nice card to just have. Bunch of tribal junk. Eye Blight's Ending, obviously really good. Fistful of Force is okay. And Gold Medrahario. So there's a lot of good playable cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does this do? Target creature. This seems pretty good. 6, 7, 8. There's like 8 just good playable cards, but Cloud Goat Ranger is busted. 5-mana 3/3 makes 3 1/1s when it comes into play. 3 Kithkin, and I believe you can tap 3 Kithkin to give it flying. Ooh, Grimoire of the Dead's kind of cool. Don't think we're going for the Burn and Vengeance deck in a Chaos draft, but hey, it would be kind of sweet. Overall, super weak pack for an Innistrad pack. None of these cards are super exciting. Grimoire is neat, though, and it's the coolest card for sure. Screeching Bat's also fine. It's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer that you can pay 4 mana on upkeep to turn into just a vanilla 5/5. This basically reanimates all creatures after you've invested your whole life into it. It's neat, I'll give it that. I think I'm just going to take Screeching Bat, though. There's also Altar's Reap. None of the cards in this pack are particularly good. There's a lot of build-aroundy cards like Moon Mist, Burn and Vengeance. Could also take Shimmer and Grotto here. Kindercatch, the Kid Stealer. I love this card. Just, I'm going to take your kids. Grave Bramble kind of sucks. Yeah, let's just take Screeching Bat. Grimoire would be the cool card, but Screeching Bat's pretty good. Ooh, Orzhov Pontiff, huh? This card's really good. How'd this get to a 3rd pick? Target player loses a life. Target player gains a life? That seems really good mana sink. Alright, Orzhov Pontiff is great, though. So when it enters the battlefield, or when the creature it haunts dies, you can give all your creatures +1/+1, or give all your opponent's creatures -1/-1. Haunt means when this dies, you get to basically choose a creature that it's affecting, and then that creature will be haunted. It doesn't really do anything. There's a Signet in this pack. To Arms seems okay as just a cantrip, and then this Guild Mage seems really good too. So getting a nice little signal that Orzhov might be open. I'm not sure how good Pontiff really is in Limited, but it seems good. The -1/-1 is the really relevant part when the creature dies. The +1/+1 is the more relevant part when you play this, I think. Because most of the time they'll die in combat. Don't really have to explain that. Alright, Oketra's Avenger is a nice aggressive creature here. Also Apocalypse Demon, which I've never been very happy with. It does play nicely with Cloud Goat Ranger, pretty nicely with the Pontiff as well. Desert's really nice. Just saying nice about everything. Active Heroism's a fine combat trick, and Jarrow's Renunciation's a cheap cycler, but I'm going to just take Oketra's Avenger. This card attacks early, attacks well. It's one of those 2-mana 3/1s, better than basically every 3/1 we ever see, since it has a very relevant combat ability. You can choose to give up a turn of attack and to basically make it indestructible for a turn. Exert has a couple other synergies. If we find ways to take advantage of untapping creatures, it gets better. Yeah, this card right here. This was in Modern Masters 1. I only did one Modern Masters 1 draft in person, and I got destroyed by Cloud Goat Ranger in like 2 of my matches. But 5 mana for 4 bodies, 6 total power and toughness, and then tap the Kithkin to give the... Oh, right, it gets +2/+0 as well. Just start jamming for 5 in the air with the Cloud Goat Ranger. It also plays really nicely with the Pontiff. I like this start. I don't like that the Dissension pack... Is it Dissension or Guild Pact? Where are you? I'm not sure which one's which, to be honest. But anyway, we'll get back to that thought. Cloud Reach Cavalry, 2-mana 1/1, as long as you control a bird. Gets +2/+2 and has flying. Okay. Imperial Hellkite, 7 mana, when it's turn face up, search for a dragon. Put it into your hand. Plated Sliver is basically a 1-mana 1/2. Patron of the Wild. Morph. When it's turn face up, target creature gets +3 until end of turn. That seems pretty good. Wall of Deceit. Tricky Wall is tricky. When you cycle this, you may have target player lose life equal to the number of zombies on the battlefield. Okay, it's not really anything I'm super excited about. This is one of those packs, again, where it's like all tribal stuff. So I don't even really care. 1 mana 0/2. Ornithopter you have to pay for. Guess, yeah, I'm just going to take this guy. He seems like the best card. I'm not playing anything else there. Dusk Imp is playable. Wooden Sphere. 1 mana whenever a player casts a green spell, you pay 1 to gain a life. That's so bad. Volcanic Hammer, huh? 3 damage to any target. Okay. Reflexes. Dinosaur. Sacred Nectar. You gain 4 life. Wow, this card is bad. Coastal Hornclaw. Sack a land, gains flying. And sack a land? What? Alright. Oh, Boomerang in the pack too. Wall of Air is fine. Guerrilla Tactics. 2 mana, deals 2 damage to any target. Whenever a spell or ability opponent causes you to discard it, deals 4 damage to any target. We can take Volcanic Hammer here. Open up some splash opportunity. This is just Lightning Strike, but it's a sorcery. You gain 7 life. You gain 7 life. Destroy all enchantments. Actual Ornithopter. Your opponent loses 7 life over the course of 7 turns. Alright, Siege Mastodon it is. What a... God, this pack sucks. Every card in this pack sucks. This card sucks. Winddrake's good. Alright, Winddrake's good. Siege Mastodon is admittedly boring, but a 3/5 for 5 is not the worst thing in the world. Also, don't necessarily have to be black here. Not committed to black for a Screechin' Bat. Or necessarily Pontiff, although I think Pontiff is good. Looks like we're definitely white, though. But wow, what was that, M10? Is that what M10 is like? Drafting a bunch of 4 mana gain 2s and 2 mana deal 1s and stuff like that? Because if so, I want no part of M10. Spark Spitter, I like you. Samite Sensor Bearer 1, sacrifice it, prevent the next 1 damage to be dealt to each creature you control this turn. Wizard Cyclone and bounces Slivers. Sporloth Ancient's good. Every 3 turns you make a 1/1, it's a 5 mana 4/4. Grin and Ignis is whatever. It could take Spark Spitter. This is probably the best card in the pack. Grave Peril's bad, right? When a non-black creature enters the battlefield, sack it, destroy that creature. Seems bad. I might take Spark Spitter here over Sporloth Ancient, just because I do think Volcanic Hammer is better. Alright, so... Oh, Hornet Hussar came back. Seems really good. Springjack Knight's also pretty good. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Spring Knight guy just because I don't know exactly what I'm playing here. 6 mana 4/1 can't block. And then it potentially is 6 mana 5/2 that can't block. Alright, well, this is easy Hussar. Burning Vengeance. Kindercatch, Ridgewolf. Looks like white-black is most likely. Destroy all enchantments. This card's not good. Neither are these. I know for a fact we're not playing green at this point. So I guess Feral Ridgewolf it is. Black-white, potentially splash in red here for like Volcanic Hammer. So this is what I'm looking at. With no mana fixin', 7 playables out of pack 1. Granted, our playables are good. With the exception of Siege Mastodon, I would say all of our cards are good. This thing looks underwhelming, but it trades for 4/4s. Or like, sometimes it's just really annoying. Alright, I didn't read these cards. 4 mana 2/3 Haunt. Destroy target enchantment. Haunt. Lionheart Maverick, 1 mana 1/1, gets +1/+2 for 5 mana. Oh god. Destroy target artifact. +1/+0. This doesn't seem bad. Leap of Fate's also okay. Jeez. Absolver Thrall we're hopefully not playing. Just some random enchantment hate on a pretty bad body. Which in the context of the set's probably fine. Alright, Harrier Naga. I didn't even see that. Still gonna play Alright. Could always, again, cut black for red. But that puts us at the same playable count, and our black cards are better than our red cards, with the exception of Volcanic Hammer. This card's great. This also doesn't up the playable count anyway. Feral Ridgewolf we're not splashing for. 1 damage to any target. 7 mana Pinger. Sacrifice it, deals X damage to any target. Wow, 7 mana for a Pinger. Whew. Dear God, please let's not have to play Wooden Sphere. Each opponent sacks a land for 5 mana. Wow. Was this set horrendous, or this set introduced the Titans, right? Heyo, Helm of the Host. Hey. All right, Helm of the Host is great. Thank you for bailing me out of this. Basically, if I resolve this and put it on any creature, I should be able to win that game. There's also Blessed Light in this pack. There's Whisper, which is really nice with Cloudgoat Ranger. They ever kill the Ranger, you use 2 of the Kithkin to get it back. That seems great. Time of Ice is awesome. Cloud Reader Sphinx is fantastic. The rest of the cards here, I guess Divination's good, but we're going to take the Bomb. Is this a May ability? It's good to know. Not you. Oh, okay. He's already got out of there. Jumped out of there by himself. All right, Tower Gargoyles could. Torrent of Souls is also kind of interesting. You need for just black mana, it's get a creature back for 5 mana. There's Magma Jet here. Call of the Conclave. Unfortunately, I guess Delirium Skeins, but there's not really a solid pick for us. I could take Tower Gargoyle. Kind of leaning towards Torrent of Souls, though. We're already trying to splash red, and for 5 mana, like reanimate a Cloudgoat Ranger or a Hussar isn't the worst thing in the world. Don't really want Delirium Skeins. I would want Magma Jet here if I knew I was going to be playing red. And then Tower Gargoyle would be also very good if I knew I could play it. Alright, I'm going to take Gargoyle. Just another direction we could splash in. Potentially. Playable count so low. Again, very strong card quality here. Here's another one. Bedlam Reveler's decent. Also Somberwald Stag and Drogskull Shieldmate. Stag's the best card by far. Galvanic Bombardment is good. Captive's good. And Reveler's good. So Guardian Priest might be my pick. It's just a good tapper. This card's decent as well. It gives all your creatures +0/+1 flash on a 3 mana 2/3. The green cards are the best, but Priest is good. Just 1 mana tap a non-human. Tappers are great. I like Bedlam Reveler, but you have to be in a very specific deck. I don't know if that's coming together. Would also play Guardian of the Pilgrim, so if any of these white creatures come back, I'll be happy. 1, 2, 3. Also, I like Borrowed Malevolence, so that's 4. I do not want Strange Augmentation, though. Tapper's good, though. I like it. A lot of solid, just reasonable playables that can come back from that pack as well. What are we at? Like 8 playables here? eight cards in our deck and 32 lands. That's the name of the game. I don't think we're playing Tower Gargoyle, but I don't think we're playing anything else we take out of that pack. So if we wheel, like, I don't know, the Dimir Guildgate or the blue-black land, whatever it was, we might consider this. Rugged Prairie, that could help with red. Phosphorescent Feast has Chroma, so I hate it. 2 mana 1/1, untap to create a 1/1 white soldier. Alright, so that's a little awkward, right? Because you have to get it tapped first, which means it's probably attacking and dying. If you have ways to tap it down, then sure. 2 mana 2/1 becomes a 4/4 flyer if you cast an Orzhov spell. Okay. You're supposed to be able to do that. Recumbent Bliss. Alright, well, my instinct is to take Rugged Prairie here, which helps with the red cards, Spark Spitter and Volcanic Hammer. Spark Spitter is not exactly great. Ooh, Silk Wrap is great, though. I also like Glaring Aegis, and Shambling Goblin's not bad either. But Silk Wrap's good. Exiles a creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, I believe. Yep. Ooh, Rock Mauler. Alright, so this thing gets bigger when a creature dies, right? Whenever an opponent's creature dies, it gets bigger. You need to have 2 of your opponent's creatures die before this even becomes like a real creature, since it becomes a 2/2 on the first creature dying. I do have a couple ways to kill some creatures. This isn't going to matter at all. Infernal Scarring kind of sucks. Could just play like a Mighty Leap here. Or maybe I want Shambling Ghoul. I don't like Shambling Ghoul, but maybe it's supposed to be my pick. I don't think Malakir Coldblade is very good, though. I'm going to take Mighty Leap. Combat Trick seems fine. People aren't going to play around Combat Tricks. They can't afford to. How do we feel about a 7 mana? I mean, the second ability on this card seems cool, but it's double red. I'm going to go ahead and mix in the Rugged Prairie here. Abzan Advantage is a little bit on the weak side. Here we go, Scoured Barrens. We're looking for playables, which doesn't exactly make Scoured Barrens great. So Alesh's Vanguard would be fine here. Sultai Runemark would have to be our other permanent, or other consideration. We wouldn't even play it, so sure. Bridge from Below. Bound in Silence, awesome. 3 mana Pacifism. Lava Spike, not awesome. That's the second Grin and Ignis, too. Yeah, Bound in Silence is very good this late. Nice little removal spell. Alright, this pack has gone well for us. We wield basically nothing we're willing to play. I think I don't want this, considering I already have Mighty Leap. And I'm not really going to play anything else here. Guess I'll take Radiant Enlightenment as a sideboard card. There wasn't much in that Dominaria pack, to be honest. The blue cards, Time of Ice and the Cloud Raider Sphinx were great. Plus, we got, a really good bomb out of it. So, I like where this deck is going. The Rugged Prairie really helps. But if I take the 3 lands out of the equation, that's 12 cards here. Torrent of Souls is nice, on the wheel especially. Use it mostly as a reanimation spell, but sometimes give all your creatures +0/+2. Or, I'm sorry, +2/+0 if you spent red mana. See if we can wield a little 2-drop Orzhov guy. Alright, we wield these two. So this is a 2 mana 2/2 that gives a creature +1. This is a 2 mana 2/1 that's a 2/3 while it's attacking. This one blocks better, this one attacks better. Don't really have a strong preference here. Happy to wield basically any of those little aggressive 2-drops. Would have liked the 3 mana flash creature, but can't be too greedy. What did we get out of that pack the first time? It was something good. Oh, Sigarden Priest. Yeah, Sigarden Priest was definitely better than either of those creatures. Although we might just randomly run into humans. We literally played against someone last time who was like human tribal or something like that. And I mean, just look at our deck. We have a bunch of humans. Target blue creature gains Shroud. This can target your opponent's creatures. Target white creature gains Persist. That does not actually seem bad. Over a vanilla 2/1 that's going to be a 4/1 literally once. Okay, guess I'm taking that. Never mind. I was going to take the thing that gives your white creatures Persist. It's a vanilla 2/2. Alright, well we end up with all the 2-drops we could want. We're not really an aggro deck though. But, yeah, I wouldn't have minded that little 5-drop. Guess I've got a lot of 5-drops. We're not splashing for Goreswine 4/1 for 3. It's always the most tilting card to play against because it meant they had like Temur Battle Rage or some ferocious spells. And they just always got you with Goreswine. Even though Goreswine's not a good card. Alright, pack 3. Be nice to us. Be nice to us. Gate to the Ether. 6 mana at the beginning of each player's upkeep. They reveal the top card of their library. If it's an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land, put it on the battlefield. Goblin Dirigible. Doesn't untap. You may pay 4 to untap it. Icy Manipulator. Also Bone Splitter. Iron Mirror. Jeez. Iron Mirror would be great. I don't think this is very good, but Icy Manipulator is fantastic. Yeah, I'm not going to argue too much about that one. It's a little bit of a gift as well. Even though I can't see it. What does it do? Yeah, if you played Dominaria, you know this card, and it was fantastic there. I expect it's going to be fantastic here as well. Tap a creature, artifact, or land. Sometimes the land thing matters too, especially in a format like this where people might be greedy in splash cards with like 1 or 2 actual ways to splash it. I wouldn't mind if it kind of shrunk here and let me look at my next pack instead of taking up my whole screen. Oh, we're frozen. Great, wonderful. All right, we're not frozen anymore. Ooh, Witchstalker's nice. Millstone, Charging Griffin is 3/3 on attacks, and not much else. Lightning Talon. This pack kind of sucks. I don't like Nightwing Shade. I mean, there's some playable cards here. Witchstalker is by far the best card. All the good cards are green anyway. Messenger Drake's not bad. We'll just take Charging Griffin. This is what happens when your Griffin's battery runs out. It's a Charging Griffin. Get it? Wish it would show up. Can't see my own cards. We're at 17 playables here. Brass Squire, no. Piston Sledge. Sack an artifact to equip. Blight Widow's really good. Ooh, Copper Carapace. Put any number of target artifacts. Ichor Wellspring just cycles unless you have a way to sack artifacts. Ooh, Morbid Plunder. Wouldn't mind Copper Carapace here, but Morbid Plunder gets 2 creatures back for 3 mana. It's kind of like a more expensive Soul Salvage. Seems good. I do need to pick up more creatures, though. Can play some 2/2s. Absolver Thrall, hopefully I don't have to play. I'm not going to play just an off-color red creature. So if I put the random 2/2 in, this puts me at, what, 19 playables? Need to find a few more here. Otherwise, we're going to have to shoehorn some red cards into our deck, and I don't really like the idea of doing that. Off of just Rugged Prairie and Desert. We get to see a couple more cards here, though. Maybe wheel 1 or 2. Again, our top end is great, and we've got some really nice ones in Icy Manipulator, Helm of the Host. Just our Dominaria deck, basically. Alright, you can load the next pack now. You can load the next pack. Alright, Kite Shield sucks, Buried Ruin sucks. Stormfront Pegasus, the 2/1 flyer. Dusthunter Bat's also kind of sweet, but a lot better if you have 1/1s. Yeah, I mean, Stormfront Pegasus kind of does the job that Dusthunter Bat does without Bloodthirst. And then Tormented Soul we're not super interested in. Yeah, the Stormfront Pegasus is a good one here. Oh, Incinerate's also a good one. Incinerate's another Volcanic Hammer. I'm just going to take the Pegasus. Tumble Magnet's great. Fortifies fine. Oh, I like Grim Affliction a lot. Grim Affliction, put a -1 counter on a creature, then proliferate. So essentially -2/-2 on a creature, and if there are counters floating around anything else, you can bump them up. Doesn't really help us too much. Tumble Magnet's also decent. Stops 3 attacks or blocks. I want this less now that I have Icy and Sigarden Priest. So I'm going to take Grim Affliction. Sickle Ripper's fine. Omniscience, get in the deck. That's the blue one. I like a Johnny Sunstriker. I would definitely take that over Silvercoat Line, although it will be a little bit awkward in our deck. Got a lot of 2/2s. Timberpack Wolf. Another Windrake. Yeah. Oh, Ancestor's Chosen. I was wondering what set this came from. Could be a nice top-end creature here. Gain 1 life for each creature in your graveyard. It's a 4/4 first strike. Advocate's really bad. Flare and Pain we're not playing. Gore-Tusk Firebeast. 6 mana 2/2. Already love it. Enters battlefield, deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Can't even hit a creature. Elemental Boar Beast. I love the art. This seems extremely bad. Prismatic Strands is good. I'm just going to take a creature here, though. Prevent all damage that sources of the color of your choice would deal this turn. And then tap an untapped white creature. This has so much more upside than Ancestor's Chosen. This is a 7-drop. Alright, I'm going to take Prismatic Strands. Staff, Shivan Reef doesn't help us. Necrobite's fine. I was hoping for a creature here, but no such luck. Necrobite, basically a removal spell. Dirigible. Steel Wall's not going to make our deck, so Dirigible it is. I'd prefer not to play it. Okay. Alright, so this is 24 cards. Probably cut like Necrobite or one of these vanilla 2/2s. Cleric. The Mimic can once become a 4/4 flyer with the Pontiff, so it's worth considering it, I suppose, over the actual vanilla 2/2. Very low on creatures, though, for kind of how aggressive we are. Brass Squire. Brass Squire with Helm of the Host is a consideration. I don't think it's strong enough of a consideration here. Arachnus Web is good, but we can't play it. I'm actually going to get Bury to Ruin here. In case my opponent brings in like Artifact Destruction or something, I might be able to get back Helm of the Host or Manipulator. This sacks itself to return an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. Would probably require us to take the red mana out of our deck. Sure. Tukatang Valid. Tower Gargoyle would trigger Night Sky Mimic, but it's asking a lot. And then we have basically no real sideboard here. We have Absolver Thrall, and that's it. And a Pinger, a 7-mana Pinger. Alright, Advocate came back. Yeah, it's not very good. The Brass Squire might be better than the Night Sky Mimic. If I had 2 pieces of equipment, I would definitely play the Squire. But the Squire lets you kind of play the Helm and then equip it right away. And at the very least, you make another Squire or something like that. It might be better, but it is a 3-mana 1/3 if you don't have the Helm. Might be better than a vanilla 2/1 though. Okay, let's go high upside here. It's a lot of 3-drops. Good card quality at the top end, some good ones in between, but could use a little bit of work. I don't think I'm going to run a mountain. I'm just going to have the Rugged Prairie as my only red source. It's really for the hammer. Torrent is fine with just black mana to reanimate one of your own creatures. So majority white for sure, which Rugged Prairie also helps with. And we have the Scoured Barrens, which is nice. A couple double black, excuse me, and double white cards. Nope. Let's see how this looks real quick. Alright, so this would be just the 2 red sources, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 white sources, which is good. And then 2, 4, 6, 8 black sources, which is a little bit on the sketch side, but we don't have that many black cards overall. I think this is fine. I do have to accept that by putting the desert and the Rugged Prairie, I could just play a mountain over the desert. I literally have to have the prairie in order to cycle this. But this is going to be a tap mountain for us, so I'm going to be greedy, play it. And yeah, I like the way this looks. Let's see if it can steal some games. We've got the power level this time. I think our top end cards are really good. And we've got some removal in Silk Wrap, Bound in Silence, Hussar, Icy Manipulator, some tappers. So I kind of like it. The Brass Squire is cute, probably not necessary, but it's better than most of the other things we're going to play. And we kind of don't have a sideboard, so play what we got. Goblin Dirigible seems bad too, but here we are. This will do it for draft number 5. See you in the matches. All right, match 1. We got the desert. Torrent doesn't really do anything. Our first play is going to be a Brass Squire, and we can't cast our white spells. So yeah, keep against Murph and Turf. Go and play out the desert and pass. I mean, this is the type of draw where we draw a couple lands and Helm of the Host. It's going to be good, but we're not going to do anything for a while. We've also got majority white in our deck, so we're more likely to draw white. All right, awesome. Executioner's Capsule can kill a non-black creature, which kills most of our creatures. Great removal, actually. Doesn't kill our black creatures, though. Grim Affliction's a fine draw here. Actually, a pretty decent draw altogether. And we'll just ship. Play Brass Squire next turn. Or Grim Affliction, depending on what our opponent plays. They play nothing, though. Alright, Morbid Plunder does make getting a creature blown up by the Executioner's Capsule a little bit better for us. But we don't really even have anything going on here. So we need to draw lands, specifically planes, and also spells for our hand to shape up. Which is not great. Might have been a mulligan, right? We draw white, we have Bound in Silence, though. Devour Flesh, so I'm going to sack a creature. And I gain life equal to its toughness, so I gain 3 here. Fine by me. Opponent not hitting land drops, so that gives me some time. Alright, Scoured Barrens is a great draw. Not like great, but great. And we get to hold up Grim Affliction here. Opponent on all spells, though. Playing the control game. Devour Flesh, a nice one to know about. Yeah, I played this in Standard. Poor Brass Squire. Didn't do anything to you. Our best draws right now are black creatures for the capsule, but we don't have too many black creatures. Something like Screechin' Bat, obviously, would be really good. Non-black creature. Right. Still does the same thing when you reread it 3 times. It's funny, this effect used to be really good, even at 1 black, and then it became like 3 and a black for a while, and it was really bad. And now we tend to see this sort of effect at 2 and a black, and it's, I think, one of those effects that's usually good from set to set. Think about Soul Salvage or Wandering Death. Opponent really thinking about keeping up Capsule versus playing a 2-drop here or something like that. Not sure what else they could be thinking about. We do have Torrent of Souls at the ready for our Brass Squire. Alright, opponent figured out it was their turn still. Alright, don't mind playing out lands and just shipping the turn. Keep holding up Grim Affliction. Guess cards like Morbid Plunder, Torrent of Souls, Mighty Leap, these are all a little bit worse in our deck than they would be on average, because we don't actually have a lot of creatures in our deck. We do get to kill a Morpheer with Grim Affliction. Alright, it was Nantiku Vigilante. This card, oh, destroys artifacts or enchantments. Hey, that would have been pretty good, actually. It's a 2-2, I believe? 3-2. Alright, Sunstriker we can't cast, of course. I do think we are going to see this a lot, getting punished by the double color cards, because we've got double white and double black, plus we're splashing red. But if I play Sunstriker and they just kill it, I'd be happy with that. Oh, I'm happy with them killing this as well. I assume they're going to want to. No, they did not kill my Sigardan Priest. And they're going to start playing a lot of expensive cards. Wild Ceratok. Alright, there's Helm of the Host. Makes me really want to get Brass Squire back. If I just play it, they're going to blow up my creatures until the end of time. So I think I just tap right now. I think I'm supposed to play this out and then just tap down their Ceratok. Yeah, I have a stop on their beginning of combat. And pass. Brass Squire did die. Hey, we would have been able to assemble it here. And it would have been great. I can't really equip while they have this, though, so I need to get a black creature on board, I think. And then they can't blow it up with the capsule. Plus, they're probably going to play a bunch of big creatures now. Okay, they're giving me an opportunity to equip Helm of the Host. If I draw a land next turn, that's great. I can tap Ceratok and equip Helm and just start getting value. Stormfront Pegasus. Do I just make one now, or do I play Stormfront Pegasus plus like Morbid Plunder or something like that? If I equip, they blow up. I can just equip again. I'm just gonna go for the equip. At the very least, this gives me a chump blocker and makes my opponent deal with the priest, or else just get more priests moving forward. Can this blow up artifacts? Yeah. Ugh. Giant Spider's fine here, but not unbeatable. Alright. Alright. Opponent's still on 7 cards, though, which is kind of scary. But the best thing they played last turn was a Giant Spider. Hunt the Weak. Okay. Fine by me. Again, annoying, but fine. We're going to go probably Bound in Silence plus equip. They're giving me another opportunity here to equip. So if I draw a land, I'm going to equip and tap. Yeah, just go equip and tap. Opponent on a lot of cards, though. So far, I've seen pretty good cards from the opponent as well. Another removal spell? Or are you going to capsule here? Nope, play out another dude. Prowling Pangolin. I may sack 2 creatures to counter this, essentially. Kind of feel like I want to do that. But I'm going to have an army of Sigardan Priests. The question is, if I do that, am I going to be able to keep up with my opponent's creatures? Because they get to deal 3 to me this turn. Nah, I'm gonna let that resolve. No. Tap down this. Alright, if my opponent does make a million creatures here, I could be in trouble. But I'm going to have 3 tappers next turn, so I can play like Stormfront Pegasus, or I can play Bound in Silence, tap all my opponent's creatures. It's going to be a long game. Alright, Plains is a good draw, so we can actually go Sunstriker and tap all our opponent's creatures. Probably still want to play the Bound in Silence though, right? 1, 2, 3. Getting another creature on board here wouldn't be that bad. Alright, let's Bound in Silence the 6/5 and make another priest. Yeah. Alright, we can actually attack with 1 and play Stormfront Pegasus now that I think about it. We only need 2 back. Alright, let's play Stormfront. And we'll tap Spider Ceratok this turn. I mean, if we can play this game out long enough and then use Torrent to kind of like go in for an Alpha Strike, that's not bad. Our opponent still has a million cards in hand, is not using the capsule, has big creatures. And at this point, I don't think capsuling the priest really matters unless they're going to play something else, because I just re-equip, make another one. Stormfront Pegasus is pretty bad against Giant Spider here, but we're going to be tapping it basically every turn. Is it cap? No, not capsule time. Ooh, Obelisk Spider. I guess that's fine, but again, if it doesn't have the opportunity to attack, it's not great. Has to deal combat damage. It is pretty good against Grim Affliction. Ooh, what is this? Convoking? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sprout Swarm. Alright, Sprout Swarm's a messed up card. Yeah, Sprout Swarm could... This is going to get really interesting. Helm of the Host versus Sprout Swarm. Necrobite. Alright, so... Attack for 2. I want to tap, tap, tap. So yeah, let's go and play Sunstriker here. Hold up Necrobite. Yeah, Sunstriker, hold up Necrobite, and we will attack with Stormfront Pegasus and 1 Sigarden Priest. And pass. I think I can beat Sprout Swarm here. Especially if I manage to equip to Sunstriker and get the lifelinkers. Wow, this is quite quite the game to start off with. Still not feeling in the clear here with my opponent having 5 cards in hand, but we know one of them is Sprout Swarm, which I don't have to leave up a lot of mana for. Okay, Golgari Rotworm, pretty good with Sprout Swarm, not gonna lie. Not going to lie. In fact, that's going to shoot us down pretty quickly, so we're going to have to get this Sunstriker in. But I think the combination of Sunstriker and Helm of the Host will be good. For some reason, I let my opponent go to combat there, which is not good. So we're going to have to Necrobite. Opponent didn't attack. All right. So tap this. Tap Rotworm. That means my opponent's kind of forced into Convoking now. Alright, they can only make 1 this turn. Tap that. Jeez, what a game. Alright, untap. More lands is fine for now. So what happens if we Torrent of Souls? It's 1, or this is sorcery, right? So we'll make a dude on combat. They block. Let's say we make that dude on combat. We tap this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so we've got to play this pretty carefully here, but I think we just win right now. So we're going to give everything +2/+0, and then with the new creature... Oh, does it give our creature haste? Oh yeah, it gives them haste. So yeah, I think we just got it then. Target player? Creatures target player controls. Target myself. So red. And as long as red and black were spent, I should get both effects. This should wrap up the game here. Go to combat, resolve Helm of the Host. Tap that down. Attack with everything. Ba-boom. -7. Alright. So opponent's got a good one. He got a good one. And it looks like their deck is better suited at beating me than mine is at beating them. I don't have a lot of sideboard here. I do have Radiating Lightning, but that's another red card. And it's really only good against the one card we saw. Other than that, I don't have very much going on. I won because of Helm of the Host there. Alright. Guess we'll lose to big creatures .deck. But we've got some good ones. We've got some good ones. That was a great game to start off on. Just Sprout Swarm is a very, very messed up card. Helm of the Host, I think, is a little bit better, though. Alright, so on the draw this time. On the draw against Murph and Turf. They have a ton of removal spells. They didn't use that Executioner's Capsule at all. I think they would have snapped it off like first opportunity they could. I like this hand. Silk Wrap, get something early. Although my opponent didn't actually show me a lot of early creatures. Yeah, the Priest can hold things down for a little while. No Capsule, huh? Where's your Capsule now? And Cloud Goat Ranger is just great. Obviously, I'm going to try to hold off as much as possible on a... I don't even know what I was saying. Mord Plunder. Oh, I guess Pontiff's actually really good against Sprout Swarm too. Hand of Silmgar, 2/1 Death Touch. Alright. Silk Wrap that? It is a human, right? Yeah. It's a good draw. Don't think we Silk Wrap that, because Pontiff's going to kill it. Yeah. Let's just play the Garden Priest and pass. Rather save Silk Wrap for a potential 3-drop here. Not going to block either with the Morbid Plunder, because the Pontiff is going to be relevant. So when it enters, or when the creature it haunts dies. Haunt sucks. Opponent doesn't have a 3rd land there again. Sunstriker. Alright, let's go ahead and play Pontiff. Attack for 1. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1. Nice, Pontiff. Nice. Alright, we can go ahead and take off our beginning of combat stop. Alright, just draw a bunch of planes here would be awesome, especially while the opponent's tapped out or missing green mana. Well, okay. So much for that plan. We can Silk Wrap any play here, though. Slime Molden. So make a 2/2. Okay. Well, if I draw planes, I'm just going to play Sunstriker here. We can tap that down. Don't really want to Silk Wrap a 2/2. Although Silk Wrap might not have too many other better targets. Torrent. Alright, so not a great draw either. Yeah, I'm just going to pass and tap this Ooze down. Already seen the weakness of our mana base here. With the double white, double black. Could also just double block this Ooze. That makes the Pontiff pretty bad. Alright, Vigilante, I assume. Let's go and just tap this now. Because we're going to Silk Wrap the Morph. It is worth noting if they destroy the Silk Wrap after the Morph goes away, the creature will come back face up. Again, planes would be an awesome draw. Small. Well, I'll take lands over no lands. So we go Silk Wrap here. Attack with Orzhov Pontiff and just keep up the Priest. Alright, it's the Vigilante again. Which is convenient, because that destroys a lot of our relevant cards in this matchup. We draw another planes. We got Cloud Goat Ranger now. Okay. 4 drops coming in. You got the Ceratok or something else? Ceratok it is. Go and tap down Ooze, and the attack stop. Bound in Silence for the Ceratok is fine, though. Siege Mastodon, that sucks. Alright, so... go ahead and bound you in silence, my friend. This Rebel enchantment. Keep getting in there with Pontiff. I assume my opponent's going to have a steady stream of creatures here. They also might have brought in more random like enchantment removal, which I don't think they had last turn, although they might not be interested in killing Silk Wrap. Does give them a 3/2. Alright, now we just want to draw lands here, because even Siege Mastodon seems decent against my opponent's deck full of like 4/3s and Pangolins. Honestly, if they play the Pangolin, I might even just sack both my creatures to it. Then I get to haunt something. I don't take any damage for the turn. Another small creature's fine. Viridian Emissary is pretty good. When it dies, they get to search up a basic. Go and tap down the Ooze. So that does mean I'm not attacking with the Pontiff anymore. And Scoured Baron. Okay, that'll do the trick. So not playing anything this turn. The question is, do I really want to make that trade? Oh, this is exiled. Exile it, haunt and target creature. So it won't actually be in the graveyard. Alright, here comes a giant spider. Question I've really got to ask myself is, what's the worst that happens if I give my opponent a land here? They start casting 5-drops. Oh, they didn't even attack? Really? I would have jammed into the Pontiff. Jammed! So do we play our stronger one first, or do we play our weaker one? This uses more white mana, so if we were to draw more white, we could potentially go like Sunstriker plus other spells. I think I just play Cloud Goat Ranger. Yeah, play Cloud Goat Ranger. If they kill it, like, sure, I've got Morbid Plunder, I've got Torrent of Souls, I could just recast it. In fact, I'll probably block with it if they want to jam some creatures in. This is also super good protection against Devouring Flesh, which I don't think they have. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'll even trade off for the Emissary at this point. I'm at 19. I could take some hits. I think I can beat a Sprout Swarm too. All right, they've got a lot of 4-drops. What you got though? Hunt the Weak? Well, you're gonna lose your guy too. So make my guy a 5/3. Kill your giant spider. Wonder if they knew I could do that or not. Still no attack. I think, why not attack with the Emissary? Are they worried about Haunt? Alright. So, options here. I would love to keep this until I have red mana, but I don't think that's necessary. Probably just bring back Cloud Goat Ranger again with Torrent of Souls. I've got Morbid Plunder to bring it back again. I could Morbid Plunder one creature here. Nah, we're not Morbid Plundering one creature. Let's just bring back Cloud Goat Ranger again. Sure. Guess you have to target yourself even if you're not playing red. Alright, Cloud Goat Ranger number 2. Make more Kithkin, so I can make it a 7/3 flyer now. Alright, you're up. Wouldn't take too much to kind of make my board die down. If they had something that gave everything -1/-1, I'd be stuck with Cloud Goat. Alright, they just conceded to the gigantic Cloud Goat Ranger, but that's why you first pick Cloud Goat Ranger, because it's absurd. Alright, that was a sweet match. Maybe not so much the second one, but the first one, Sprout Swarm versus Helm of the Host. I love it. See you guys in match 2. Alright, we are against Ice Flame Master in match 2. Perfectly reasonable hand. Use Bound in Silence. Charging Griffin's not really the best play for turn 4, but it's fine. And Mighty Leap looking a little bit on the weak side here. We are definitely seeing the weakness of our mana base, though. Like we just draw Sunstriker here. Can't do anything. Do have a lot of 2/2s. Alright, so they get to go ahead and exile a card on my hand, or just make me discard a card. Oh no, it does exile. I'm going to take Bound in Silence, I assume. Maybe take the Charging Griffin, but I assume they're just going to take Bound in Silence. Sure. Alright, took my creature. Well, we spoke it out loud, so Moto gave it to me. Avian Changeling, 3-mana 2/2 flyer. Let's see what we draw here. Plains. I'm just going to play Sunstriker. Got the mirror match going on here. Castigate's a good one. Would not have minded this. Wonder if they were in our pod too. Here's Modern Masters 1. Core Hookmaster, so tap my dude down and it doesn't untap. Fine. Probably use our next turn just playing Bound in Silence. Oh, Icy Manipulator. Yeah, we're going to play Bound in Silence this turn, and then next turn we'll have Icy plus Activation. Opponent knows about these 3 cards in our hand. Icy's a good one. Bound in Silence, not looking great. Opponent missed a land drop again. And they're attacking, so I don't care about the lifelink here. Probably means they're playing a blocker, right? Right? Acolyte of Zathrid. 1 black, 0/1. Target player loses a life. For 2 mana. Okay. It's like a really bad version of that Vampire Neonate from M19. Rugged Prairie, nice. So Torrent of Souls at the ready. I'm going to go ahead and play Icy Manipulator pre-combat in case they have like some flash nonsense. And if they don't, I might just tap a land on their turn. Nah, tap the Core Hookmaster. Seems weird that they'd want to get in 2 damage if I'm going to hit them right back and gain it. Oh, they've got effects. White Mane Lion. Alright, they did have a flash creature. Oh, and they're going to bounce their Changeling? That's beating. So let that enter the battlefield. Tap down your White Mane Lion. They get their Changeling back. Opponent had a plan. Opponent had a plan. It was a really good one, too. Glad I played this pre-combat. This card with no art. Sorry, Mark Zug. Alright, opponent's still staying aggro here. I like it. Well, let me just draw like Cloud Goat Ranger or something. Opponent passes without playing Avian Changeling. Alright, Screeching Bat is fine here. So I'm going to attack with the Sunstriker. See what kind of nonsense they have. Could like destroy target attacking creature or something like that. No, just hit him. Alright. In combat and play a Screeching Bat. Might have another flash creature here. Or they might just be waiting until end of turn to use a removal spell. They're just going to activate this and pass. Oh, Nameless Inversion. It's a nice one. I can save my guy, though. They know about the Mighty Leap. Go ahead and use it, I suppose. My bat's pretty important, I would say. Turns into a 5/5, which I will very likely do, just because it's very stable against this board. So we just know about the Avian Changeling in their hand. Alright, let them attack. I'd rather tap a blocker here. Go down to 12. And replay the Changeling. Okay. So tap down the Changeling. And upkeep, yeah, I want to turn this into a... actually, let's keep that up. Yep. Alright, drew land. I'm going to play out lands here. Good attack here. Put them on a clock. I'm going to be up to 14 and tapping one of their creatures. Yeah, let's get in there with the 5/5. Wonder if upkeep I should be tapping their planes down. They know about Torrent of Souls too, so they're not going to just leave themselves dead. Alright, let's go and tap down Changeling. Yeah, I was expecting one creature to get in here. They don't want to die to Torrent. That, or they could just play another blocker here. Crow and Jailer. This is a really bad tapper. 3 mana to tap target creature, but it's going to be decent here. Sure. So untap. We're going to say no. Keep this as a 5/5. Alright, Brass Squire. Just another creature's fine, especially one that blocks 2/2s. So I'm looking to trade off my Sunstriker here. I think is the name of the game. And then next turn get it back with Torrent, potentially. I like the whole Icy Manipulator versus Jailer shtick. Yep. Alright, down to 13. Game's not over yet. Opponent still has 3 cards in hand. I don't think I'm tapping anything pre-combat. I'll let him attack. Yeah, they choose not to, so we tap down a Crow and Jailer here. That way they can't tap something on our turn. Still no. Spell would be great here. Oh, and Mastodon's pretty good. So might be running into a trick, but I'm going to attack with the 5/5. They have to block it. Assume the 0/1's going to block and drain me 1, and then I'll play Siege Mastodon. Okay, this looks like something. No, what? Block with your 2/2? Flyer, of all things? Not the vanilla 2/2? That smells suspicious to me. 3/5, pretty good on the board. War of just dorky vanilla creatures. All right, they drew the 5th land. Ooh, Isolation Zone. It's good. Oblivion Ring, my stalking vampire. I think I can kill him on my turn, though. Oh, they can't even use Jailer now, so tap this. On my turn, I tap another creature. I Torrent. They can only block 1. Yeah. So that should kill them. That works too, but I kind of don't want to show them that. They already know about Torment, so let's go for that. Make red-white. Black, black, white. Cast Torrent. Target Sunstriker. Target myself. Use all of the mana. And then Icy Manipulator to tap down this thing. So that even if they do live, they have to chump with the Jailer. And that should do it, unless this one black card's pretty good. Opponent's deck seems nice, though. They have Nameless Inversion and Castigate, and then a bunch of aggressive creatures, Hookmaster, Isolation Zone. We've seen 1 enchantment. I don't know if that's enough to bring in the little Absolver Thrall guy. It might be. It might be. Where are you at? This guy. When he enters the battlefield, or the creature it haunts dies, destroy target enchantment. Is there, I guess, Charging Griffin? Like, we're going to be blocking a lot, so this is probably a fine switch out, and then I have game against Isolation Zone. Other than that, I don't really care for much swapping here, so yeah, I like it. Let's go to game 2. Played out pretty well. Power of Icy Manipulator there. Okay, Volcanic Hammer looking a little awful, but Manipulator, Avenger on turn 2, looks good. Not good, but looks good. If one of these was a black source, it'd be just a little bit better. Yeah, okay. That didn't mean I want to draw another black source necessarily. Alright, what's your 2-drop? Suture Priest. So whenever they play a creature, they gain a life. Whenever I play a creature, I lose a life. Pretty good. Alright, I get it. Flew too close to the sun or something, I don't know. Go and play Catcher's Avenger. Wonder if I'm supposed to just try and trade that off. Probably not. This is a May ability too, so my opponent always has to click like yes. Which slows things down. Sin Collector. Alright, well they can take this hammer that doesn't do very much. Since I can't cast it. They can only take instants or sorceries, so they can't take Manipulator, but they do get to see that my hand sucks. I have good late game creatures though, so they didn't want to trade Suture Priest. Oh, okay, there's one of our best creatures. I'm going to keep back Avenger and hope to trade it off. Just keep myself alive. Play Manipulator next turn, Cloud Goat Ranger the turn after. Hope my opponent doesn't castigate or make me discard Ranger. Yep, I'm blocking. Suture Priest is going to hurt against Cloud Goat Ranger. It's going to drain me for 4. And I'm going to take whatever damage is coming up next turn too, since I'm probably just going to tap out for Icy. Foul Imp. When it enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life, but they gain 1 back. 2/2 flyer for double black. And the derpy face. Alright, Suture Priest putting in work here. Okay, Necrobite. Necrobite could be good later on. Won't be able to use Icy for a while, but we'll go ahead and get it down. Opponent on 3 cards left. And I'm on 17 life. I'm going to be on 13, which sucks. Zoff Shade. Okay, 3 mana to give it +2/+2. Seems fine. Mastodon. Shoot. Alright, well, let's play Cloud Goat Ranger. And pass. Zoff Shade's a little bit annoying, but we can beat Zoff Shade. Necrobite's also good with all these tokens. Again, our opponent has 2 cards in hand, so they can activate Zoff Shade twice, get it up to a 6/6. My opponent could have removal here, but I'm going to go ahead and jump this Cloud Goat Ranger and try to block that 2/2. My opponent, just like last round opponent, might have forgotten I can do that. And then I'll take the 6 from Zoff Shade or whatever. I could get hit by a trick here, it's true. Or I could just end up eating the Imp. Opponent didn't even pump Zoff Shade, so they're going to cast something else. They could kill Cloud Goat, anything that gives -1. Isolation Zone. Okay, well, we got value out of it first. And we did board in something that deals with it. We're pretty stable against our opponent now. Alright, Rugged Prairie. Doesn't matter as much anymore. Our red card is gone. Guess for the Torrent. Also, we got the Siege Mastodon coming back. I will attack with 2 of these. No, I guess attack with all 3, right? Because I'm going to tap this and play Siege Mastodon. Going down to 10 life. Opponent still at a pretty high life total here. But we're stable against them, and they're on 1 card left in hand. Not worried about Zoff Shade here, having the Icy Manipulator. Probably end up letting it attack anyway with Necrobite. Another 5-drop? Civic Stalwart, sure. It's not really going to do anything here. Just tap Zoff Shade now. Opponent conceded? What? they're actually pretty far ahead. I guess, I mean, Icy Manipulator is a very tilting card, I'm not going to lie, but Concede in there? They're at 19, I'm at 10. I'm limited on how many creatures I can draw, or how many creatures I can play. Pegasus would have helped. It would have let me sit back and still get there, but geez, Hussar would have been good, but look how far down the road that is. It's 4 turns of me just hitting him for 2. Alright, I'm not going to argue about it. That puts us in the finals. Cloud Gut Ranger doing work. See you there. 2-1. Alright, match 3 in the finals against Draven 2727. On the play this time with a keep and the Icy. If we've learned anything, let it be known that Icy Manipulator is a great card. It makes people concede when they're at 19 life. Now, what is not great is when you play Icy Manipulator against someone who had Icy Manipulator. That happened to me at Grand Prix Vegas. I played Icy Manipulator against Seth Manfield, actually, who also played Icy Manipulator. And let's just say I won that match, but he taught me the real way to use the Manipulator. Catcher's Avenger going to be nice here, attacking for 4 next turn. Into Sungrace Pegasus, 1/2 lifelink flying. Kind of annoying, but not super strong. It is if they aura it up, then it'll be a problem. And I don't actually even have to exert this turn because we got a free roll attack. So we're just going to attack for 4. And if I remember, you have to choose not to exert it. Good to know. It's a little bit awkward. You would assume it's like some sort of trigger when it attacks, but it's not quite how exert works. Alright, no aura on Sungrace Pegasus, please. I'm assuming if this is my opponent's deck and they're 2-0, that there's some sort of cheese that's going on with their little lifelink flyer. Like, just put an aura on it right now. Wouldn't be the worst, because I do have Manipulator coming up. But they would kind of negate my first couple turns of damage here and put themselves in a pretty good spot and punch me. That may not necessarily even be what's happening here, so let's see. Okay, so this might be one of the people in our draft. Let's read this again. So when it attacks, clash with an opponent, and if they win, target creature gains double strike. All right, that seems decent. Probably not attacking with Sungrace Pegasus, huh? That means you're blocking with Sungrace Pegasus? All right, well, I'm going to play Charging Griffin here instead of Icy Manipulator because the Griffin does something and we can't use Manipulator. If I attack with Avenger, are they just blocking? I guess we exert this, and I'll attack with the Guardian. Trade it off for this little guy. The little flying lifelinker. This won't untap next turn, so they're not blocking that. Yeah, they're just going to take it. Okay. Don't hate that. Let's go and play this No Art Charging Griffin. Erica Yang, you did a great job on the art here. Great job. Alright, they do also have to win the clash for the double strike to matter. I got a couple expensive cards, and they look to have a bunch of cheap ones. Giant Badger, creature type Badger. 3 mana 2/2. When it blocks, it gets +2/+2. So it blocks as a 4/4. Kind of cool. Let's see if we're attacking here. Gotta give this double strike, essentially. Oh, they target first, too. Alright, so they're offering me a trade. Even if this has double strike, it trades. If not, it dies. So they revealed a 2-drop. We revealed a 3-drop. And I'm going to put Necrobite on the bottom, I think. So unless they have a 1-mana spell here, I get to go ahead and eat their guy. Do I want Necrobite here? It lets me attack through their guy. Nah, I'm going to bottom Necrobite. See what they do here. Okay. They put this thing on the bottom. So I am going to block the 1/2. See if they have a 1-mana trick. If not, I get to just eat Sungrace Pegasus. Wow. Did not seem like a good turn for the opponent. Alright. Just going to play Siege Mastodon. Can't really attack with Badger, though. Or can't attack into the Badger. So attack for 3. Was my opponent just hoping to get lucky on the double strike there? Even then, I could have traded Charging Griffin. Yeah, as long as my opponent's not threatening me too much, I don't see a real need to play the Manipulator here. I'd be very surprised to see him attack with this again. Even Redeemer, 4-mana 2/2 flying, prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to any target this turn? That's a common? Whoa. It does have to tap to do that. And they conceded. Okay, a lot of early concessions. I mean, yeah, I get it. This is good, but they're not dead. And, I mean, they've got good draws, too. I don't really have any information to go on here. Goblin Dirigible? Is that good? Is this a good card? No. Alright, I'm just gonna swing it back here. That's weird for an opponent to show you a card, a super relevant card nonetheless, the little flyer guy. Prevent 2 damage to any target. That means, like, if I attack with a 2/2, they can just not block and take no damage. Good news, we didn't show our opponent Icy Manipulator, which means they're probably not bringing in Artifact Destruction. They didn't see any of our 3 artifacts, no enchantments or anything. In fact, they didn't see a lot of our best cards. They saw a bunch of aggressive cards, so they saw Catcher's Avenger and Charging Griffin, so not going to be super prepared for our late game stuff. That being said, we are going to mulligan this hand for sure. Siege Mastodon just loves me today, doesn't it? Keeps popping up. Yeah, this hand sucks. Oh, I mean, I'm keeping this hand. Yes, please. All right, that's a real curve. Play 2-drop Priest, 3-drop Brass Squire, and then 4-drop Helm and Equip. Does require us not to use our Priest here. We'll see how aggro the opponent gets. Not that the Helm is really good, but I've found that you can put Helm on basically any creature and it'll be good. Grim Affliction seems nice against this opponent. Keep in mind, I don't have black mana right now. But we saw all creatures that die to this. All 4 of the creatures our opponent played die to Grim Affliction. Blue mana. Alright, Talon Trooper, 2/3 flyer. Pretty good. Not a human. Take some hits off that for a little while. Grim Affliction's also fine against this. It would make it a 0/1. Alright. Really do need a swamp instead of plains. But go ahead and Brass Squire it up, and then we'll start making an army of Sigardan Priests next turn again. Hopefully not under too much pressure. But even that, an army of Sigardan Priests can hold off quite a bit. We saw that in match 1. Our opponent played a bunch of big creatures, and we just made another Sigardan Priest with haste every turn. Tapped them down basically every turn. Alright, 4-drop coming down. Giant Badger. That doesn't hit too hard. Let me hit for 2 here. Alright, combo assembled. Oh, and Icy Manipulator. It's a great draw for next turn. Go and play Rugged Prairie here. And play Helm of the Host. And attach that to... I could make a 1/3 because it blocks the 2/2, but I'd rather just make Priests here. And ship the turn. Alright. Alright, we're in business. We are in business. Still need black mana, but Icy Manipulator and Helm of the Host at the ready. If they kill anything, I just Brass Squire. I don't even have to use a whole turn. Rift Sweeper, Vanilla 2/2. And Springjack guy. So no humans, worth noting. No attack. That's just weird. Alright, let's play Icy here. Make another Sigardan Priest. And wait until we draw black mana. Should be pretty good. Icy Manipulator is going to tap down Talon Trooper, which my opponent failed to attack with last turn. They're on 3 cards. Rift Sweeper lets you take one of your exiled cards and shuffle it back into your library. But I don't know if there's a combo for that. My opponent's probably just playing it as a bear. 2 mana, 2/2. Springjack, I kind of like that. Appeal to Authority. Alright, that's good, but I'm going to Icy Manipulator it. So they'll have Authority, which is admittedly also really good. But I get to kind of negate 4 damage off the appeal and eat a card. It's almost like my Icy Manipulator is countering this right now. Counter and appeal. Authority for 2 mana lets them tap 2 of my creatures. And then their creatures all gain Vigilance. They're going to go for it right now? Okay. They're going to send in with this thing too? God, my opponent's giving me all the opportunity to just 2-for-1 them. Alright. And they give me the Scry. Morbid Plunder, to the bottom for sure. I won that, by the way. I won the clash, if you will. I'm going to block Sigardan Priest. I don't really want to block with Brass Squire and get it blown out, so I'm going to go ahead and just put Sigardan Priest on Springjack. Kill that off. Or make the trade, and then I can Brass Squire onto another Sigardan Priest. Actually, I kind of want to make another Brass Squire here. I could play, Catcher's Avenger and start attacking them. Yeah, you know what? I like that a little bit more. I'm going to put it on here first. And my opponent put their card on the bottom. Alright, double black card. Scryed a double black card to the bottom. Got a double black card. Alright, let's play a Catcher's Avenger. And go ahead and just Helm of the Host it. This is disgusting. With the Icy Manipulator. And question it. I'm not even going to exert it. If they trade off, then fine. So now I have Sigarda, Priest, Icy Manipulator at the ready, and I'm making a 3/1 every turn for no mana. I can tap my opponent's whole board. I can attach on a whim with the Brass Squire. Jeez, this is by far the filthiest thing I've ever done. Opponent's on 2 cards as well. They're going to need a sweeper of some sort here. Oh, here comes something expensive. Blessed Light on Brass Squire. Okay, that's fair. Sure. Yeah. I've still got the Helm of the Host, though. I still get to equip it. Alright, beginning of combat. I would like to tap all your creatures. I'm half expecting a concession here soon, based on how soon my opponent scooped last game. You got 9 damage coming at you this turn. I've got all black cards in my hand, which is hilarious, by the way. They're just dead next turn. Put them down to 8. Whoa. I think my opponent's made some pretty bad choices this game, but I'm also just achievement unlocked, going off. Yep. All right. I'm glad we got to do that. That's why we put the Brass Squire in the deck. And I'm glad we had that going for us because we were stuck on 3 cards we couldn't cast. And thank you, opponent, for, I guess, messing up a little bit. That was a fun one. I'm going to... The tagline for this video is going to be like Helm of the Host versus Sprout Swarm or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to name it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one. That last match was sick. First match was really good as well. And, I mean, just being able to beat Sprout Swarm always feels good. Second match was a little bit of a grinder too. So just all grindy matches. And we came out on top again. So second trophy, second in a row. We got 2 more of these at least that I'm going to post. So we're going all the way up to 7. I would have loved to get a 3rd trophy by then, but we've only netted points. Out of 5 drafts, I've gone 2-1 3 times. Well, a 4th time technically, if you count the one that I didn't record, and then 2 3-0s. So anyway, enough scratching my own back there, I guess, and tooting my own horn. We won with Helm of the Host. Guess that's not the most skill-intensive thing you can do. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks. I appreciate you guys spending your time here. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below, and let me know if you enjoy these Chaos Drafts. Probably a little bit too late for me to get feedback by the time I post these, but if you hate them, let me know. If you love them, let me know. And I'll be on the lookout for when they come back onto Moto. Anyway, stay tuned, whatever. Tune in for episode 6 of, what are we calling this? 7 Days of Chaos. I don't know. Anyway, tune in for the next one. Thanks for watching. See y'all then.